Oh, is that on? What's up everyone, and welcome to more upcoming mods for Fallout 4. This is a series on my channel where I more or less am going to show you some currently work in progress mods by different mod authors in the community. So some of these guys have been developing these mods for months and months, some of them are newly developed, fresh off the batch, and we're seeing some of those early work in progress pictures, but all of them are having a lot of hard work put into them. You're going to find links to pretty much everything I show you down below, so it's normally kind of nice for you to click on those links. A lot of these mod authors are doing this totally in their free time, otherwise working a full job or being a student, and I can only imagine receiving additional support on their mods only makes them feel better about producing them and creating them. Same thing goes for me though. I love creating these videos. I fortunately get paid for doing this, but at the same time, if you guys want to leave a like or a comment, that really helps the video. It boosts it so more people end up seeing it, because that's how YouTube's algorithm works for whatever reason. And with all that being said, we're pretty much just going to jump into the video. So next up, we actually have an update to the Ruger Mark V. This is going to be the Ruger Mark V non-lethal. I actually showed you guys this originally, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't know. It's a new mod in Fallout 4 bringing in this really cool pistol that you can use. It actually has a bunch of different attachments that add in different kind of types of damage. So it could be fire, it could be poison, it could be plasma. It really was a really interesting and cool weapon mod, but with this, the non-lethal variant, it's actually getting quite a bit cooler. This is going to be an add-on to the original mod, and more or less what this is going to do is change it so now instead of firing a bullet or a plasmatized bullet, it's actually going to fire something that, as you guess, is non-lethal. This is going to be taking advantage of the knockout framework that I actually made a video on quite a while ago, where you can knock out enemies, pick them up, loot their inventory, or they might just get up after a certain amount of time. This new non-lethal variant is going to fire different darts, some of them being laced with a certain poison and using a CO2 cartridge to fire. The interesting part about this is, since it's using a CO2 cartridge now, you're going to have to reload after every single shot. But this will never actually kill anybody. It's only going to lower their health to a certain point where they eventually will get knocked out. Or obviously if you switch to a different gun, it will actually be able to kill them because it will lower their technical health. But since this is non-lethal, headshots are now immensely more important, but also it's going to deal 4 to 10 times more damage. So if you actually do manage to land that headshot, you may be able to knock someone out instantly. But this isn't just going to be a universal headshot. If they're wearing a helmet, you have to not hit the helmet. If you hit the back of the helmet, it's not going to do anything because there's a dart and it's not going to pierce that. Body shots on people with power armor are going to do nothing, and the only way you could actually impact people with power armor is if you initially shoot off their helmet. This update is really cool and really in-depth. It honestly seems like it's a whole new mod being built on the framework of the older one. I'm also really excited to see this taking advantage of Knockout Framework. That was an awesome mod back when it was announced, and I feel like this is going to be one of the first mods that really implements it in a cool way into the game. Then we have the 81B Companion mod. Some of the lore behind this is, as you could probably guess, it's going to be a new robot in Fallout 4, which actually has a lot of robots compared to other Fallout games. More specifically, is going to be a new companion mod, as you can guess by the title, and it was an Assault class robot that is a distant cousin of the Assaultron. These two were built in tandem, the Assaultron winning out, so only a few of these were made in a prototyping stage. For that reason, they're going to be fairly scarce around the Commonwealth, with only 93 being made in total, and even fewer of those actually remaining today after the bombs dropped. Although with that being said, according to the mod author, these are meant to be tough, intelligent, tactical, and covert. This honestly looks pretty cool. It seems like it's going to be a pretty interesting new robot. It would be even cooler if this actually takes advantage of the robot customization system in Fallout 4, but even if it doesn't, it looks like it's going to be an interesting companion mod. Companion mods aren't super common, they're not rare, but I feel like a new cool one with this robot could really blow a lot of people away. So we have another update coming to the LSW, that with the Army Support W. This is going to be a new variant of that original mod that you will be able to get. It's going to be firing a 5.56 cartridge, as well as the textures and overall model are going to be updated with this different variant. It seems like this is largely going to be a conversion of the original LSW to be much more similar to the real-world L85 that you do see the British forces using. It looks cool. It's something that, honestly, the pictures here really make look quite good. The original LSW, although being a very interesting mod, had some fallbacks in the texture and model department, while this looks like it might be taking on or kind of fixing some of those issues I originally did have. Either way, I'm excited to see what it's going to be like in-game. He does mention that it should be released very soon, so I would look at the LSW mod page and just kind of monitor it for updates. So we have another one. This one's pretty cool. This is going to be the Synth Raider Armor. This is another work in progress mod by Taco Duck. We only have this one image, not too many details outside of that, but what I think this is going to be is maybe a new armor integrated into the level list of the Raiders. The Raiders, of course, do get into conflict with certain synths, and naturally they would probably use that advanced armor on their own characters. I like this concept, I like this idea, and it looks freaking cool in Fallout 4. Many Attack Redux armors are super lore friendly and fairly basic, looking like things that could fit into Fallout 4, but also very high quality and of course fit into the game quite well. Then we have another small update to the Lee Enfield. As you can see by this, we have the regular Lee Enfield that I showed you last time, but also kind of a stubby or short version that will be available with the full mod. A lot of mods do this and I'm happy to see it on this one. Obviously these rifle or wooden rifle mods don't typically do it as often because it's, not as common to see this type of thing in the real world when compared to some of the other mods that we do have for Fallout 4. Either way, looking really good. I feel like the screenshot in general looks really good and showcases how high quality this mod is going to be. So we got some more images, or really a GIF and a video of the Scarh Redux. This is a really high quality mod. It still is a really high quality mod. I used to use it all the time right after it came out. Then a few other mods came out and it kind of replaced it because they brought in more features, but of course now we are getting the Redux variant, as some mod authors do, and it just seems like all around this mod is going to be noticeably higher quality. In the GIF and the video in the background, you can actually see some of the new attachments available with this, and there's going to be quite a few of them, as well as some of the new animations that are kind of going for a more realistic feel than maybe some of the other guns out there for Fallout 4. You're going to be able to find a link to the full video and the full GIF down below. I didn't show the full variants of either of those, so if you want to see all the new stuff getting added in, check out the Shiny Hacksource's channel. He posts pretty consistent updates and a lot of cool stuff, which is all linked down below. Then we do have some images of the Robco AutoDoc Mark 1. This is going to be part of the larger mod Fallout 4 New Vegas. It's currently a work in progress by Quaz30. This guy's made a ton of cool stuff for that mod, as well as just independent things that he has posted. And honestly, this looks amazing. The AutoDoc, if you don't know, is the auto doctor. It basically can perform complex surgeries or fix up your character in various ways. I feel like these kinds of models and assets go underappreciated, but they are extremely high quality. It's maybe not as glamorous as a new weapon and armor mod, but it still takes a ton of work, and as you can see by this one, it definitely looks like it came out quite well. So we have an update or another image of the Elysium AK. A few days ago, I actually made a video called A Ton of Cool Mods That Never Actually Got Released for Fallout 4. This is one of those mods. The last time we saw an update to this was, I think 6+ months ago. And at that point, we only had one image for it, and it just seemed like it wasn't coming out. But of course, now we do have another image of this, seemingly indicating that work has begun again on this, and it might be something we will get released fairly soon or in the next couple months. With all that being said, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Again, you can find links to everything I talked about in this video down below. So if you're interested in checking out any of these mod authors' works, you should click on some of those links, endorse the images, subscribe to the Shiny Hacksource. But for today's psych fun fact, we're actually going to talk about a thing known as synaptogenesis. This one's a little bit more complex, but more or less after you're born, this process does occur. As you guys know, there's neurons in your brain. Those neurons talk to each other over synapses. That's like the bridge that connects them. And through literally thousands of neurons communicating with each other, your behavior or skills or whatever it may be is produced. The interesting part about this being, though, synaptogenesis actually does have a process where these new synapses are formed and then also pruned. So after you're born, let's say you are in a very sheltered environment or you don't have proper nutrition and care, you may not actually develop the proper synapses, or certain things may not grow, or too many things will be pruned because you don't use them. So we hear about in movies how like little kids are abused or not properly taken care of. They may have permanent or long-term brain damage as a result of these connections between the different things that talk to each other in your head not being fully developed. This is also why babies seemingly learn things so quickly. You go from being able to do very little to being able to crawl, to walk, to talk, all in a fairly short period of time relative to the later parts of your life. Like, think about you going from 15 to 18. It's not like you gained a ton of new skills, or at least most of us haven't. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this one. As always, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.
You gonna plant the bomb? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was putting it right out here so I can watch it.
Yeah. That's my bad.
User is online and active.
It's all good. I'm gonna use the finger thing when diffuse is halfway.
Coming from my left, which is across the room.
Four last operator standing.